Your cat may not meow for it, but they're asking in their own way. Are you listening? Cats are often misunderstood as solitary, self-contained creatures, but those who spend time truly observing them know otherwise. Beneath that quiet independence lies a language built on nuance, subtle glances, fleeting gestures, and behaviors that whisper rather than shout. These aren't demands or dramatic expressions of affection. They're gentle invitations, signs of trust, and small hopes for closeness. What we'll explore today are 9 things your cat secretly wishes you do more often. These aren't complicated acts or expensive solutions. They're small, thoughtful habits that show you're tuned in, not just to their needs, but to the emotional world they live in. Through each of these insights, you'll gain a better understanding of your cat's inner life, and perhaps begin to notice signs you've overlooked before. Number 1. Create opportunities for window watching, a gateway to natural instincts. Imagine sitting still for hours, watching the world pass by, no phone, no rush, just the rhythm of life outside your window. For a cat, this isn't boredom, it's bliss. Cats are natural observers. Even if they've never stepped foot outside, their instincts remain sharp. A rustling branch, a fluttering bird, the distant echo of footsteps. These aren't random noises to them. They're part of a story, a living world just beyond the glass. And when they perch by the window, they're not just enjoying the view, they're stimulating their mind, regulating their emotions, and fulfilling a deep-rooted need to stay aware of their territory. Providing a safe spot by the window, whether it's a cozy cushion or a carpeted perch, allows them to fulfill this role. It tells them, you belong here. This is your space, too. And when you rotate the view, perhaps by occasionally changing the angle or offering different textures nearby, you keep that environment mentally rich. A bird feeder just beyond the window, or even a plant that sways with the breeze, can transform a normal afternoon into a deeply satisfying sensory experience. Number 2. Let them win when they play. It's about more than fun. Playtime may look like a game, but for cats, it's an instinctual performance, a rehearsal for survival. In the wild, stalking and pouncing aren't pastimes, they're life skills. Though your cat may now live among cushions and kibble, that drive remains alive. The problem arises when play becomes endless chasing without satisfaction. If the toy is always out of reach, always escaping just as they lunge, it creates an unresolved cycle that can lead to frustration or disinterest over time. That's why letting your cat catch the toy, even briefly, is vital. Whether it's a feather wand or a rolling ball, the chase must have a conclusion. A soft pounce, a triumphant bite, a brief wrestle. These signal to your cat that they succeeded, that their instincts were honored over time. This builds confidence and keeps them engaged in future sessions. Think of each playtime as a short story, and make sure every story has an ending, especially during their natural energy spikes at dawn and dusk. This kind of play becomes not just fun, but emotionally fulfilling. Number 3. Rotate toys like a puzzle box. Novelty fuels curiosity. Even the most beloved toy loses its magic when it's always there. Cats are what scientists call neophilic, meaning they're naturally attracted to novelty. It's why a new cardboard box can suddenly become more interesting than an expensive toy. That fascination is rooted in survival. New objects could mean new prey, new threats, or new opportunities. By rotating their toys, you're giving your cat a mental refresh. It keeps their curiosity alive. 1 week, the feather wand is their favorite. Next week, it's the crinkly mouse they forgot existed. When toys disappear for a while and then return, they feel new again, reawakened with fresh scent and excitement. For an extra boost, consider scent-enriching a toy with a sprinkle of catnip or silver vine before reintroducing it. This doesn't just renew the toy's appeal, it heightens the sensory experience, making it richer and more emotionally rewarding. Number 4. Play on their schedule, not yours. The gift of being present. There's something powerful about being seen, really seen when it matters most. Cats are creatures of rhythm, and their rhythms rarely align with ours. They come alive in quiet dawn hours or just as the sun dips below the horizon. That's when they stretch, explore, and seek connection. But if we only interact when it suits us, after work, during lunch breaks, we miss the window where they are most open, most engaged. Choosing to meet them during their natural activity times tells your cat, I see you. I understand your world. This type of timing nurtures a form of trust behaviorists call situational trust. It's the belief that their person will be there at the moments that feel most natural and safe. You don't need to carve out hours. Even 5 minutes of shared play or a quiet moment on the floor during their peak hours can create lasting emotional impact. It's about presence, not performance. Number 5. Massage the cheeks, not just the head, where scent meets safety. To a cat, scent is memory, identity, and emotion all at once. And the cheeks? That's where it lives. Right between the whiskers and below the ears are glands rich in scent. When a cat rubs this area on your hand, your couch, or the corner of a wall, they're not just scratching an itch, they're marking their world, claiming what feels familiar and safe. By gently massaging this area in small, circular motions, you're doing more than petting. You're participating in their social ritual. You're saying, you're safe, you're known, this is your home. Watch for their response, a slow blink, a lean into your hand, a tiny purr. These are signs of deep relaxation and contentment. Moments like these are golden because they're entirely voluntary. The cat isn't tolerating affection, they're inviting it. Number 6. Obsessively clean litter boxes. Cleanliness equals comfort. To a cat, the litter box is not merely a utility, it's a deeply personal, vulnerable space. And their standard of cleanliness is far beyond what most humans expect, with a sense of smell far more refined than ours. Even the slightest lingering odor or dampness can be enough to deter a cat from using the box. While it might seem dramatic to us, for them, a soiled box isn't just unpleasant, it can feel unsafe, unhygienic, or even threatening to their well-being. Cats evolved to be both predator and prey. That means they instinctively seek to hide their presence, especially their scent. A dirty litter box not only overwhelms their senses, but disrupts that natural need for concealment. The result? Hesitation before entering the box, digging excessively in the corners, or worse, choosing a different place altogether. The solution is simple, yet powerful. Scoop daily, deep clean weekly, and monitor behavior closely. A clean litter box isn't just good hygiene, it's a gesture of respect. It tells your cat, I understand your need for comfort and control. And in that clean, quiet space, your cat finds reassurance that their world remains predictable, peaceful, and cared for. Number 7. Use a soft, predictable voice. Sound is a signal. In a world of loud TVs, ringing phones, and sudden noises, your voice becomes an anchor in your cat's daily environment. But not just any voice. Your calm, familiar, predictable tone. Cats may not comprehend your words, but they absolutely recognize your vocal pattern. Studies have shown that cats respond to their owner's voice even when it's heard through a speaker, especially if spoken softly. That sound becomes a cue of safety, much like a lullaby to a child. It tells them that the energy in the room is safe and that someone they trust is nearby. Greeting your cat with the same gentle tone each morning or whispering softly during evening routines helps build a ritual of emotional stability. Even if your cat doesn't rush to you or meow in response, they're still listening, often. Their response is subtle, a slow blink, a twitch of the tail, a quiet repositioning closer to where you sit. These reactions might seem small, but they're deeply meaningful. In a cat's world, where everything is read through subtleties, your voice becomes a lighthouse of familiarity. Number 8. Respect post-change quiet time, the healing power of silence. To humans, changes like visitors, furniture rearrangements, or moving to a new home might feel like minor adjustments. But for a cat, they can be emotionally disruptive, even overwhelming. Cats thrive on routine and predictability. They memorize the smells, sounds, and pathways of their space. When those elements shift suddenly, they often respond not with protest, but with silence. They retreat, they observe from afar. Their eyes widen, their posture stiffens, and their world feels temporarily unsafe. One of the kindest things you can do during these moments isn't to engage, but to step back. Allow them time in a quiet room with familiar objects, blankets, toys, beds that carry their scent. Resist the urge to comfort them with cuddles if they're not asking for it. Instead, offer presence without pressure. Recovery, for cats, happens in stillness. In that gentle silence, your cat learns that you're patient, that you respect their need to regulate in their own way. And that kind of quiet compassion speaks louder than words. Number 9. Be with them without needing to touch. The invisible bond, love, in the feline world, isn't always about touch. Often, it's about being near, quietly, respectfully, and without expectation. Unlike dogs, many cats don't rely on physical affection to feel close. In fact, some of the most profound feline-human connections are formed in silence, sitting side by side, sharing a sunbeam on the floor, reading a book while your cat rests a few feet away. These are moments of parallel companionship where the bond isn't built through interaction, but coexistence. To a cat, being close without being forced to engage is the ultimate sign of respect. It tells them, "You're safe here, just as you are." Over time, they'll begin to gravitate toward your calm presence, not because you're petting them or calling their name, but because they know you don't expect anything from them. In these moments of mutual peace, a cat begins to trust you on a deeper level, and sometimes, without any prompting, they'll reach out, curling beside you, resting a paw on your leg, or giving you a soft glance that says more than words ever could. The deepest love a cat can offer isn't always shown through cuddles or playful antics. Sometimes, it's revealed in the smallest of moments, a relaxed blink from across the room, a gentle brush against your ankle, a quiet presence beside you at the end of the day. As caretakers, our greatest opportunity lies in noticing those silent wishes. These 9 behaviors are not just about routines or enrichment, they are invitations. Invitations to step into your cat's world and see life through their quiet rhythm. So take a few moments in the coming days to watch more closely. Sit beside your cat without distraction. Speak to them in a calm voice. Rotate their toys. Offer that window seat again. They won't thank you with words, but their body language will speak volumes. And in those gentle exchanges, you'll discover something extraordinary. Not just the love of a cat, but the rare and beautiful trust they choose to share.